we can see that how, a simple shape of triangle can lead us to something like, the impossible shapes or the flag of Sicily. And when it's inverted, it can also lead to the badges that were there in the Nazi concentration camps. So these fabrics were actually sewn onto the jackets and trousers of these prisoners, so-called, and the badges were called as the badge of shame. And also the pink one, like you've seen there, the pink one was for the homosexuals or LGBTQ community. And in response to this atrocity, the LGBTQ plus community has chosen the inverted pink triangle as their symbol, as a protest and a response to this atrocity at the Nazi concentration camp.
Hello and welcome to Rabbit Holes, a show with 6 questions, 2 nerds, 1 word, and countless stories. Today, Devin and I challenge each other by asking 6 questions about the word triangle and take you down some crazy stories. So, let's get into it.
Let's get to it. Do we have the coin toss this time?
We do have the coin toss, yes. So,
Awesome.
as usual, this coin with the face of a man is heads, the other part is tails. I don't know if you can see it clearly. This is the one. Ready?
Cool. Yep.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Heads is
Take
the
your
call.
call. It is the call, and it is. Oh, I can't see. It is heads.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you win
Hey,
again.
I am good at this. I think I have won almost like more than 80% of my.
Yeah, I think I've just won this once, if I'm not wrong. As in, technically, you have lost once because I never call it out.
Yeah.
But just a side remark.
We should
Rohit
reverse.
Sharma, please. Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, Devin Deshpande for hire, please. We need to win tosses.
At least for coin tosses, they should call me. Not bad.
Exactly. No, nothing else. Just coin toss.
Just coin toss. But yeah, I remember that there was this one episode where I was just taking random shots in the dark and random guesses which came out to be true. So good,
Yes,
good.
Popeye,
Good.
I remember.
Oh yeah, Popoy and I think it was Stanley and the other guy.
Jack Kirby. Yeah. Right. Yeah, anyways, you won the coin toss. What
Yeah.
do you choose to do?
So
today?
I'll again, as usual, I'd like to attempt first just to warm it up. So
Lovely,
let's see
lovely.
what
Okay,
you got.
let me. Awesome.
Oh, nice. I can see this nice covered pic.
Awesome. Yes. So, hi everyone. Welcome to Rapid Holes episode 11. We are officially in double digits now. And we're talking about a figure with 3 sides on episode 11 as triangles. So, Devin, here's question number 1 for you. Very, very straightforward. Identify what region's flag this is.
Nice, lovely question. I mean, it's a little tricky because I don't know of the region, but I think this will have some football connect because I think I can recall some football team or some football team from that region having this. So I'm gonna guess because you said region and not like city or town or county or something. I'm gonna say this is Catalonia of Spain.
Oh, okay. I see where your mind is going, but this is not Catalonia.
Oh, is
I'll
it
let you
not?
take
Okay.
a couple of different guesses before. Maybe I can give you some hints about this.
Okay. Damn, I thought I was right because that red and yellow also make it seem like a Spanish
Expanded image
region.
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are roughly, I won't say you're right on the color scheme there, but I think you're thinking on the right lines based on 2 different colors, and that in Catalonia region, implemented that by showing that there are 2 different races and stuff like that. I think that pretty much holds true in this region as well. But yeah, it's not the Catalonia region.
Okay. I don't know. Is this, I mean, is the figure in the center, is it Medusa?
Yes, you got that right.
Is it? Oh, perfect. Okay.
Yep.
If that's Medusa, then I'm gonna go with Greek myth. So I'm gonna say this is any region in Greece that I know. Is it Santorini?
Ooh, that's a good guess, but not the right one. Inching closer, it's warmer.
Okay. Santorini, then it is.
Okay. A very nice connect hint I can give you here for this episode is This region is a very nice triangle shaped region.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that's how it connects to the theme. Okay. So I'm gonna
One of the
say,
ways, it's not the only way it connects to the theme. I'll get to that later. But yes,
okay.
it's surprisingly a very nicely shaped triangle, this region.
So is it a peninsula? Because that can be a triangle shape.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm,
what peninsula is there? I don't know.
mm-hmm.
Something starts
Yeah,
with
you're.
I think something starting with I. Is that is that the starting letter? I don't know. It's hinting. Like in my head, I'm thinking
Uh,
this region starts with I. Does it?
I don't know what exactly your guess is, but I can tell you that the country that this region is a part of starts with I.
Oh, okay. So the country starts with I. So it is Iran, Iraq, E.
Connect a Medusa to that hint that I just gave you. Also, those are wheat kernels growing out of her
Oh
ear.
yeah, correct,
So
correct. There's
think
a
on
V.
those lines.
Wow,
Where
what a
would you
lovely
find?
framing, by the way. Just like the pic connecting to this. Okay. Country starting with I. Can't be India. Can't be Indonesia. Okay, so Medusa. Damn, I think I know this, but I'm overthinking. Okay,
Maybe.
Medusa is
Should
there.
I give you like one hint which might make it easy?
Let me take a guess with the country hint at least with the
Cool,
letter I that
cool,
the
cool.
country begins with. So I means so is it like one of like is it Iran,
It's not
Iraq?
Iran. It's not Iran or
Okay,
Iraq.
okay. So it is
Like, why would they have Medusa as one of their
yeah,
main
exactly,
points on the flag? Think of on that lens.
exactly.
I wouldn't expect you to know why it is yellow and red colored. If you aren't familiar with the deep civil war-ish history of this particular region. Um,
Oh,
but again, that's a hint. Like these colors are there on the flag because it housed a civil war and then it broke away from the ruling kingdom of that time and established its own ruling authority, and later down the line joined hands with this country
mhm.
that starts with I.
Man, it's staring in my face.
It is.
In okay, I think you. I mean, I'm sure it's a European region and country, so it has to be Iceland.
Oh man. Okay. Oh no, no, wrong on both fronts there.
Oh damn. Okay, I think I need a hint then.
Cool. Okay. So this country and this region specifically is described in this way. This region is the ball and the country is the boot.
Ayo, oh my God, this is Italy. Okay, so
Yes,
God, of course, and the region is Sicily, I think.
Sicily. That's
Yeah,
right.
man. Oh man. Damn,
Yes,
nice
perfect, perfect.
and absolute brain fart at mine.
No worries, no worries. Yeah, so flag quiz to start off today's episode. But yes, so this is the flag of Sicily, rooted in deep history with their whole culture of civil war and them breaking from the Roman Empire back in the day and creating their own bipartisan government and all that historical stuff. I'm no expert in that, so I won't really go into all of that. But that's where the colors red and yellow come from. Where I landed on this particular thing is I was just reading up on different types of triangles and triangle adjacent symbols. So what this is, like this particular figure caught my eye, that it's called a triskelion. Basically, it represents forward momentum threefold. So you can see this on the flag of Isle of Man as well. They have three legs rotating in a circle as if they are running a race, and that represents circular motion but also a threefold race to go to the finish line. The reason behind why Sicily has three legs on its flag is because it's literally in a shape of a triangle, and the three capes are three prominent regions where three different tribes of Sicily come from. So one leg represents each, and agricultural country, agricultural land, so wheat is very popular. um, part of the Roman Empire, has a lot of Greek myths associated with it. So, Gorgon's head, Medusa's head, forming the base of this. So, yeah, Sicily, it is.
Perfect. What a beautiful question to start with. Again, I mean, I think I may have seen this long time back. That's why it was ringing some
Mhm.
bells. But yeah, nice one. And did not know anything about, the adjacent
Mhm.
shapes of a triangle. So nice one to start with. Lovely Fada.
Yeah. So for this rabbit hole, like I want to take you down the Wikipedia link hunting that I went to get to the flag of Sicily here. So this is what I started with. I started with a classic Venn diagram. Okay. Because if you see in the classic Venn diagram here, uh, okay, you can see a very bloated kind of triangle which forms in the center, right? Because of the 3 points. So it's not really a triangle in the classical sense because it's not connected with a straight line. It's connected with curved lines, right? So what I find out after clicking on this is that it actually has a name. It's called the Roloff triangle. What is a Roloff triangle? Is a triangle which completely replicates the functions of a circle. So whatever thing a circle can do, a Roloff triangle can do. So if someone comes to you, Devin, and asks you that, hey, I want to design a bike which has triangle for wheels, you can literally plug and play a roller triangle in the shape of a wheel in the bike, and the bike would function totally fine. It won't have any jerks, it won't have anything. And that's one of the theoretical use cases of a roller triangle. And that's one of the fascinating things I found out about this. And the funny thing is, in our day to day life, this particular triangle, the roller triangle, you encounter it at very odd places. The first one is you can see it in a fire hydrant. So, all the fire hydrant places that are there in the European countries or American countries, uh, why can't anybody just come with a sledgehammer or like a, what do you call it? Instrument and open it. That's because the fire hydrant is not a circle but a roller triangle. So it requires only a specific instrument that only the fire people get, that they can open this particular fire hydrant to be used. The next interesting use case is the shape of a pencil. The graphite pencil that we use for writing is a roller triangle. So it has that curvedness that your fingers don't get pinched or cut, but it also has that edges that you can have a proper grip. And that is one of the most fascinating shapes that I've come across in a long time.
Wow, man. So fascinating. Like absolute fresh knowledge of things that have been around us since childhood. Crazy.
Absolutely.
I mean, uh, I'm gonna read up more about the roller triangle, and nice to see how you have come to this point from just the prompt of triangle. And by the way, what is
Yeah, yeah.
that triquetra that you have mentioned there?
Yes, I'm coming to it. So
Yeah.
the roller triangle is in between this three leaf shape in the classical Venn diagram, right? So this three-leaf structure, which is formed with this dark blue lines, is called a triquetra. Now, a triquetra is another triangle adjacent shape, um, which basically signifies, like in classical cultures, a system with three gods, basically. So if you think about Greek culture, it is the three main gods, Hades, Poseidon, and Zeus. Similarly, with Hindu myths, it is the three creator gods, three creator deities. So such religions are often represented by this symbol called a triquetra. So the Father, Son, the Holy Spirit also is represented by triquetra. So that is where I got into this whole concept of, okay, what are these kind of shapes called? Is a triskelion, and that is what led me down to coming to the flag of Sicily, which is a appropriation of the triquetra as a triskelion, which they have appropriated from their Greek myths of the three divine deities to represent humanity in this version. That is why this symbol is there on this flag. So basically, that's the entire segue I went into.
Fantastic. Wow, man. Really so good. And like you just always blow me away with your amazing uh, cuts and deep cuts and segues from just a simple prompt. Very nice to hear. I mean, again, so much more TIL than I expected.
Yeah.
As I said, like I may have seen that Sicily flag now that I recall that I may have seen it earlier, but again, no clue about how it's coming to being and how it was formed and what are the shapes called. So fabulous, fabulous stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And like this was one of those things which, first of all, I didn't know much about. So, starting from a simple prompt of triangle, I went there. Second of all, I didn't get out of this for at least one day because the next thing I read about is was an optical illusion called the three hairs. Okay. So, I'll put this up on the screen somewhere. It's basically, so you saw the flag of Sicily right now. Instead of the legs, they are three hairs which are in the circle and they're connected by their ears. So, what this optical illusion is basically, at any given time, you can only see one of the hairs as complete. So, one hair has two ears, which are proper, and the rest of the hairs will be incomplete. You turn it again, only one hair will be correct. But technically, in the entire image, there are three hairs which are there. So, such a thing ultimately down the line inspired a guy called Penrose, who is famous for the Penrose steps, which leads you down to Inception and the great scene that we always love to talk about. And that
Okay.
is the reason I could not come out of this.
So, first of all, it is so apt that we are talking about hairs as rabbit holes. That is just fitting. Second of all, I think we may have had a clash when you mentioned the
No.
last name. Till the last name you mentioned, it was all fine.
Oh no.
And
Oh,
till you mentioned the name Penrose, but it's fine. I think it's a very like teeny tiny overlap
no.
with just the name. I'm sure there'll be more things to
For sure.
uncover when I show the set. It's definitely not on, the Triskelion or Triquetra,
Mhm.
nothing on those lines. But yeah, the name you mentioned definitely has some link somewhere. So cool.
That's
Let
fine.
me let me start my set. This is my first question to you, Anurag. Here it goes. And you're gonna already get it because the question is this. This is a sculpture in Austria that depicts what type of triangle? So I think you may have heard of this name 5 minutes back.
5 minutes back. Call back. It's so crazy that the overlap happened in question one because, well, obviously not
And
scripted at all.
exactly, it didn't even happen in the question. It happened in the third rabbit hole that you went into. Not even the first two rabbit holes that and literally not the hair rabbit hole also that you went into. It
Exactly,
happened
exactly.
at one last line, that one last name you mentioned. So,
Yeah.
any
So,
guesses? I think, do you need a hint or you have a guess?
yeah, is this is this the Penrose triangle? Is this called a Penrose triangle?
Well done. I think this is spot on. Perfect. This is called the Penrose Triangle. But now I'm going to go to the
Of
rabbit
course,
holes
yes.
that start with Penrose Triangle. I think your rabbit hole ended at Penrose Triangle. So that way it's like a good connector, if you see,
Mhm.
right? It also
Yeah.
happened at the first question. So, there's no gap between the overlap. So, yeah, of course, as I said, this is called the Penrose Tribar, the Penrose Triangle. It's also known as the Impossible Triangle because, as you can see, this shape is literally very uh, difficult, or it's absolutely impossible to make in a normal 2D space, right? So just to get deep into what is this shape and how was this devised and all that. So it was first conceptualized by a Swedish artist who goes by the name Oscar Reuterswald. Yeah, he has Reuters in his last name. So Oscar Reuterswald conceptualized this in 1934. However, independent of Oscar's concept, it was, as its name now, it was popularized in 1950s by first the psychiatrist Lionel Penrose, and then his son, who is maybe more popular than him, who was the mathematician and a Nobel laureate, Roger Penrose, right? So Roger Penrose and his dad, Lionel Penrose, kind of came together and uh, conceptualized this or made it popular, uh, and independent of Oscar's invention. So what Roger Penrose calls this is impossibility in its purest form. So, it's an impossible shape, but in its purest form is what Penrose calls it. Very famously, so when you talk about impossible shapes and, such complex diagrams and all that. The one name that always comes along with Roger Penrose is MC Escher. So this
Yeah.
was also visualized by MC Escher in his lithograph called Waterfall. It was published in 1961. And basically, what is this impossible object? Why is this impossible? Because it simply cannot exist in a normal Euclidean 3D space, right? It cannot exist in a normal Euclidean 3D space. That's why it's impossible because you can see the sides don't talk to each other basically. And then, I went into the rabbit hole of reading more about Penrose, about MC Escher, and more about these impossible shapes. So let me go there. So here on the left, you can see these are the first image on the left is by MC Escher. I mean, all these are by MC Escher
Mhm.
that way. So the first one is the impossible stairs. Here you can see that, you know, they're ascending the stairs, and then here also they're ascending the stairs, and then here also they're ascending. So it's like an impossible staircase. So uh, this shape is basically derived from this Penrose staircase, which is kind of an extrapolation of the Penrose triangle. If you can see here that this is
Mhm.
kind of the impossible staircase that he devised. And MC Escher basically used the impossible staircase in this lithograph. And in the middle one, he used the impossible triangles or the Penrose triangles. Here, if you can see the
Mhm.
waterfall, there are three impossible triangles used, which, make this just a concept design and it can probably
Mhm.
never be,
Right.
it can never come into existence that way. And MC Escher obviously was known for such uh, drawings and lithographs. So here in the last painting here, it's called Two Hands, basically. Uh, Here you can see that the hands are drawing each other. So those kind of things, those kind of
Yeah.
complexities he
Paradox.
introduced in his drawings and lithographs. So this is actually called the ascending and descending staircase lithograph.
Mhm.
So then I also went a little bit more deeper. So then we talked about the Penrose stairs. These
Mhm.
things, like you said, again,
Ah.
like the triangles you had, these are
Mhm.
another impossible shapes that may not be existing ever. But again, a concept that came out. So these are called the Borromeo rings,
Mhm.
Borromeo, Borromeo rings. They were named after the Italian house Borromeo. So the Italian house Borromeo gave this ring its name. And I think a lot of things like these have come from Italy that way now that you see. Uh, so on the right is the impossible cube. This is also designed by MC Escher. This is the impossible cube, and then there are some more impossible shapes which are a little bit more modern than these shapes. So here's the next one. Do you know what this one is called on the left?
Avengers fans, do let us know in the comments. This is the Mobius strip that
Yep,
they also
perfect.
reference in the movies.
Yeah, this is the again an impossible 2D shape. It's the Mobius strip. And when you combine two Mobius strips and kind of have them inside out, you can make something like this, the shape on the right, which is called a cleans bottle, right? So
Mhm.
the Mobius strip was conceptualized by Listing and Mobius in 1858. And when you, as I said, combine two Mobius strips in a particular way, you get a Klein's bottle, which was devised by Felix Klein in 1882. So yeah, these are all the impossible shapes from a basic, mere, simple triangle, or the rabbit holes I went into, from Penrose triangle to MC Escher and the impossible lithographs to the cubes to Borromean rings and to the impossible or rather very, very complex shapes of Mobius strips and clean bottles. So yeah, that
Wow.
was my rabbit hole.
Wow. So from our school teachers asking us to prove why it is a triangle, we have reached a point of our shapes journey where you really can't prove why that shape exists because it's impossible.
True, true. Agree. So now if we have to find X or the angle, it's got to be very impossible because it doesn't exist. But I'm
Yeah.
I'm just
That
glad that that the overlap happened because now we can see the spectrum because you covered
I
like an entire one half of the spectrum and the center bit of it was the Penrose Triangle, and then I took it from there to cover the other half. So I think that way it gives us a full view of the impossible objects that are there in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And like two different sects of life we have covered. I almost went into how it has affected modern architecture, or, the flags, the geographies, and stuff like that. And you, on the other hand, went all philosophical and mathematical, and how the train of thought exists that drives humanity as a whole forward. And then the amazing, interesting intersect here is how these different shapes have come into pop culture, right? Like, so the Mobius strip, like we just mentioned, was referenced in Avengers movies, where Tony Stark says, we will use a Mobius strip to go back in time and, curve the space and time. Like that way, that was one. The Penrose
Wow.
steps came in Inception, where
Yep.
if you remember that famous scene where he's training Ellen Page's character. Is she Ellen Page, or I don't know, her name keeps changing. So
Yeah.
I think it's Elliot Page now, but she was Ellen
Ariadne, I
Page
think.
back
Yeah.
in the day.
Yeah.
Ariadne, right. So Arthur is training her to create impossible shapes in the dream dimension. And that's where he demonstrates the Penrose steps to her for the first time. So it's fascinating how those 3 to 4 worlds intersect. And it's funny that worlds intersect, because then it forms a triangle. That's my two
Awesome.
cents. Sorry.
Perfect way to cap it off. Yep, yep. And just to add one last point, and when I talk so much about Escher, I think people should go through this book called Godel Escher Bach, which is like a good synopsis of their works, and it's like very three different people from different fields coming together in this book. I mean, it's uh it's a book on them, about them. So you should read about it. So one is a
Oh,
mathematician,
wow.
one is an artist, and one is a musician. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
called Godel Bach, and everyone should probably go through it. And it's amazing.
Wow. Okay. I'm gonna pick that up next time. I've heard that they've first of all propelled humanity forward by their abstract thinking and all the inventions they've done. And they've also influenced each other in some way, shape, or form. So that's
True.
interesting to see all these intersections. That's interesting.
Cool. I think we've had an
All
amazing
right.
start. Super. Let's go to your next question.
So moving on to question number 2 from my set. Are you ready, Devin?
Yep, let's go. And just for the viewers, we are at 11:15. So
Yes.
we're already recording this, and we're taking so much effort for you guys. Do share, subscribe, like, follow, please. All right, let's go. Second question.
All right, cool. Yes, keeping in line with the theme of picture-based triangles of this quiz so far, I want you to identify this image. So basically, where have we seen this coding system?
Can you see me, or can you see the presentation only? Or you can see my face?
I can't see your face.
Okay. Because you're missing out on my expressions right now. Because
Let me come
my
back.
God. This
Don't
is
tell me.
this is now not even like the first question, like connector kind of an overlap, like a bit of it. This is like a 100% overlap because
Oh my
I
God.
almost have the same image for you as my next question. This has not
Well,
happened
great
before. I think this
minds.
is the first two and two. What is happening? If we get a
Okay.
third like overlap as well, we
Well,
are
this
just
is
gonna
this
call it
has turned
overlap.
into a different game now. This has turned
So
into a
now we
different
will
game now where,
we will
sorry, go on.
ask the viewers. So basically, you and I know the answer. So we are going to ask
Yes.
the viewers as a team.
Cool. So I'll share the question again. Then you
Yes.
share your
Let's go.
question. We'll
Yes.
wait for I don't know. This isn't a live stream, but still. Cool. So the viewers, we know the answer to this, both Devin and I. So basically, where have you seen this coding system? Is my end of the question. Um, what we are doing it for the first time on Rabbit Holes is Devin is also going to share his question right now. Let us see how he
Yeah.
has framed this, so you can get more clues.
Yeah. Correct. So for the same thing, I have a different image, but it's a graphical representation of that actual image that you showed. So I think You may have seen it already.
Yes, I have seen this before.
Yeah. So my my question was, where was this kind of grading used? So again, for the viewers, you don't know, but now we know. So this was a system of identification in Dash. I have hidden this.
Mhm.
The red one indicates political, the green one indicates criminal, black is asocial, pink is homosexual, purple is Jehovah, uh, blue is immigrant, and then there are some other notations here as well. So my framing of this funda is, where have we seen this before? So I think Anurag, you can start off with your answer reveal and rabbit hole, and then if there is anything that needs to be added, I can chip in. That's all I
Uh,
can say.
that's
Go ahead. Before you go ahead, just wanted to now let the viewers know that we do not discuss the sets beforehand. It is a genuine
yes.
attempt, a very 100% ethical way of doing the
Ah.
quiz questions. And hence, we didn't know
Absolutely.
about each other's questions and we ended up putting the same ones. But this has happened very, very rarely. So I think
Very, very
let's go.
rarely. And for it to happen in the same episode twice back to back for
Yes.
now. Ah, man, if
Let's
the
blame
third
it on
one
the
is
prompt.
a. Yeah, I'm going to blame it on the prompt. But okay, the answer reveal in three, two, one is it's a Nazi concentration camp badge. So, just for the viewers, and obviously Devin knows the answer. It's basically was a system of color coded triangles that was used in the concentration camp to segregate what kind of prisoner it was. So I'm sure Devin would also collaborate on this in saying that red was the first one that was ever started to be used because political prisoners were the first ones in the Nazi regime to be sent into the concentration camps, followed by criminal offenders, which got the color green. And for me, the sickest twist on the whole thing was that the Jewish prisoners, the prisoners who were the most undesirable and the most abused, were forced to wear a yellow cross, basically, like two triangles stacked on top of each other, which forms
Yeah.
a Star of David, which is like a religious symbol for the Jews. So that was a
Yeah.
horrific, sick twist on the whole idea. And yeah, not a very chirpy question to have a overlap and a funny moment over, but this is what it is. And yeah, needs to be spoken out more about how dehumanizing this whole incident was and what lengths humans can go to, I guess, just be cruel to each other. I guess over to you.
Yeah, correct, Anurag. I mean, totally resonate there with you. I think not something that's very happy and positive, but we can see that how, a simple shape of triangle can lead us to something like, the impossible shapes or the flag of Sicily. And when it's inverted, it can also lead to the badges that were there in the Nazi concentration camps. So just a couple of things that I want to add is, like Anurag mentioned, that these were made of fabric. These were the actual photos that is shown, whereas I have shown the graphical representation of the same. So these fabrics were actually sewn onto the jackets and trousers of these prisoners, so-called, and the badges were called as the badge of shame. And also the pink one, like you've seen there, the pink one was for the homosexuals or LGBTQ community prisoners. I don't like that word, but still prisoners. And in response to this atrocity, the LGBTQ plus community has chosen the inverted pink triangle as their symbol, as a protest and a response to this atrocity at the Nazi concentration camp. So their symbol is the inverted pink triangle just because of this reason. So that's something very, I think amazing, I feel. Like what a statement from them. And
Yeah, absolutely.
lastly, I think apart from the triangles and those inverted triangles, two triangles used for Jewish communities and all, they also had nationality initials printed on the badge. So, for example, they had a B and an F and a P. So B was for Belgian, E was for English, F was for French, I was for Italian prisoners of war, J was for Yugoslavians, NO was no for Norwegians, Czechs were represented with the letter T, Hungarians with the letter U as Hungarians. And yeah, one last thing that I would really want to share on this is how important the triangle representation was. So yeah, these were the triangles. Like this was the ID. as Anurag mentioned, the yellow one was for the Jews. And this is what I wanted to explain a little bit more about that. These are the memorial sites at Dachau concentration camp, and this is at Sachsenhausen. I don't know if I pronounce this right, but Sachsenhausen. And you can see the triangles being depicted so clearly and vividly there because those badges, those triangular fabric uh, badges that they had were really, really denoting their identity back then. So I think it was really something very, very significant. And that's why I think they still have their place in these memorial sites. So yeah, those were the two things I wanted to add.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you can tell how much of an impact these triangles have created on our history, that both of us chose not to neglect this piece of history, and we
Yeah.
really needed to speak about it. It's just um, yeah, something that the symbolism of it, the mystery, not mystery, but like just the intent behind all these things. And just to add on to what Devan pointed out, that the LGBTQ community appropriated the pink triangle as their symbol. Yeah, so such symbols are called as reclaimed symbols. So basically they used to mean something else, and in some senses of the word, a swastika is going through a renaissance of being appropriated where it rightly should be. So, in some senses, it is also a reclaimed symbol today, but still they do carry some dastardly connotations throughout our history. Devan didn't mention this, but this was one of the tangents in my research, that I found out that one such symbol, specifically the red inverted triangle symbol, resurfaced recently in another political campaign in US. Did you know about this?
Oh no, this one I think I did read about. So yeah, would love to hear about that.
Right. So the red inverted one is, I think, used to denote rivalry between two political parties or opposing views. Basically, that's what it meant back in the day. It resurfaced during Trump's re-election political campaign in 2020. What basically happened is, if you went on the Trump campaign Facebook page, you would be inundated with ads which has the inverted red triangle displayed on top of it. And some people linked it to this particular thing, ki it is an outright declaration by Trump against his political opposition and stuff like that. So that came into being. Another interesting thing that I read on it, that if you count the number of ads that they had run on that Facebook page, it came out to be 88. And why that specific numbers is because 8, if you convert it into a numbering system, it is the 8th letter. It comes out to be the 8th letter of the alphabet, which is H. So H is 88, which is Heil Hitler. So
Oh my
that's
God. Wow.
code that they're called the neo-Nazis. So that is the code that they use to talk to each other on online forums and whatever that the current modern version of Heil Hitler is. So that's another interesting tangent that I went on while reading on this.
Nice, fascinating. This one I completely missed it. Wow, I didn't know that there is that correlation that people are making. Okay, so we are at
Yeah,
uh, zero point 0.5 overlap plus one entire overlap. So out of the two questions, we are at least 1.5x overlap. So let's see if the third question is overlap. We are calling this the overlap
God,
episode.
this is
Let's see.
this overlap episode, because you guys have been truly spoiled. Like 10, 11 episodes that we have uploaded so far, and over 50 questions, no overlap, and then you get one episode which is like bang bang.
And
But
imagine we could
okay,
have done so much with triangle. Like it's not that it's a very niche topic. Like triangles are everywhere. We could have done business or okay, I'm not gonna say anything because that might be your next question, but it's just a great minds think alike kind of thing has happened.
absolutely. But I mean, this is its own sort of a fun, and
Yeah.
we always used to discuss like what would happen if we ever have an overlap. Well, I guess we just have a in-depth conversation into the rabbit
Yeah.
holes and like just learn new things about it from different perspectives.
Yep, absolutely. Cool. Let's go to the
Cool.
third question.
So question number 3, because my second one was a little bit of a heavier one, I decided to keep it light, like taking cue from you. So I have presented you a riddle. So what is a circle, comes in a square, and is consumed as a triangle?
Anurag, no way.
Oh no,
No.
don't tell.
Okay, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Sorry. This is different. I'm
Okay, you got me.
just kidding. I'm just kidding. But
See,
phew, okay.
I'm pretty sure when I was framing this particular question, I was like, maybe Devin can ask this.
No, no, this is for sure different
Oh,
because yeah, I think I know what this is. I think this is pizza. Like it comes as a
mhm.
circle in a square box and is consumed as a triangle. So I guess it's a pizza slice
Yes.
or pizza.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. Spot on. Perfect. So one
Nice.
of the oldest viral posts on social media has led us to this particular riddle. So yeah, then that just led me down into reading up over basically what different cuts of pizzas are there in the world. So then we have the classic eight slice, which is the triangular cut that we see. But actually, it's not really a triangle that a pizza is cut into. We like to say it's a triangular thing, but it's actually a sector because the end of the base is still curved, right? But yeah, and this is like a funny infographic that I found. I mean, it just doesn't enlarge, but yeah, there is the Zorro style that is mentioned here. Like some madman has just cut it in the Z shape. Then there is the pie chart, which is a different sizes, different sectors. The party style is a very common, like there's a very common debate with do you like it as a triangle or do you like it in a party style cut? So that is the square cut pizza that you get. And yeah, basically, just wanted to keep it a little bit of a light thing to end this.
Very cool. I think a good, nice, fun end to your set. And now my
Some snack.
salivary glands are activated. Those looked very
Actually,
delicious.
funny that you say that. I found some very weird pizza facts when I was like just reading up on pizza cuts and pizza slices. I want just to read out a few to you. It's not a big rabbit hole, but it's just like pizza has done so much in our history. Okay, so I'll start with first thing. Historically, in 16th century, Italians actually thought that tomatoes were poisonous, so they were never added to the pizzas until the 1800s. So what was first a pizza and what is now? Like the first thing we think about as a pizza is the tomato base. It never was that thing. That's something very interesting.
Cool. Okay.
Then obviously the shocking fact is that Americans consume roughly 350 slices of pizza every second. Every second really blows my mind. Yeah.
Man. Okay.
Then there is in mathematics a thing called as the pizza theorem, which pertains to the areas of the sector and something that my 12 o'clock in the night brain doesn't want to really explain. Then pizza was the first ever thing to be delivered in outer space. It was also the most expensive dish ever. So $12,000 worth of a pizza was made for Louis the Eighth, and it had three types of caviars and lobsters on it. And yeah, speaking of controversial pizzas, we all know the pineapple on a pizza thing. But I would like to present to you the mayo potato pizza, which is something that is a very popular thing in Japan. So they have no cheese, nothing, just a pizza crust, mayonnaise, and potato on a pizza that they eat in Japan. And with that nugget, I leave you.
Nice. Very, very cool. And by the way, I thought you may also go into the that pizza saver thing, the triangular shape
Mhm.
thing that's there on the pizza. I think it's called a pizza saver or something. And again, if I'm not wrong, that thing has also been patented. And I think someone in Argentina holds the patent for that. And it's called
Oh,
a pizza saver basically
interesting.
so that, even if the box is inverted, the pizza is saved. So yeah, that's another triangular
Nice.
thing on a pizza.
Wow. Okay. That's fun. We have to fact check that, but yeah,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's something fun.
something of that sort is there somewhere.
Yeah.
But cool. Okay. I think your third question was light, easy breezy, and delicious. Mine is still a little heavier, a little trivia thing. So there is this image that you can see, and I have hidden something behind the blue box. So you have to tell me what is hidden. Now, you may tell me the exact name, but I don't expect you to know the exact name. So you can also describe what can be hidden. behind that block, that blue box, and how does it also connect to the theme? So you can figure it out.
Mm.
I need a couple of keywords in your answer.
Okay. Because the theme is triangles and because this looks like a very, I guess, allegorical or like a Christian type painting, is it like the triangular eye? I don't remember what is the Freemason's eye or something it's called. Is that the
Man,
symbol?
absolutely perfect. Yes, this is the eye that is there in the triangle. So if you can see here, uh, here and as well as in this
Nice.
painting. So perfect answer. In fact, it is also called the Freemasons eye and Freemason's triangle. So this is actually known as the Eye of the Providence. The Providence being God's intervention in the universe. So basically,
Mm.
this is Earth, and these are surroundings and happenings are in the Earth. And when there is any divine intervention that has to be shown, you generally show a triangle and an eye within it. So that eye represents divinity or divine intervention. So
Nice.
the most prominent use of this uh, eye of the prominent use, the most prominent use of this eye of the providence is in the United States seal. So I'll go to the next slide. So if you can see, this is the Great Seal of the United States. Of course, we know E pluribus unum. That's the front part of it. But on the back side, there is Annuit Queptis, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Annuit Queptis, and the slogan is Novus Ordo Seclorum. And if you can see here on this trapezium, there is the Eye of the Providence. So it is there right on the seal of the US, but at the backside. So it's very prominent, very known thing. It is also there on the $1 bills that are used in the US. It's also there on the Declaration of Rights of Man and Citizen that's there in France. So it's there prominently everywhere. And if you can see this painting, I'll come back to this slide. This is a painting, of course, that's Christ, and this is a painting by a famous painter called Pontormo. It's called Supper at Emo, Emmaus. So this is a Supper at Emo, and that is the Eye of the Providence or the divine intervention that Pontormo has shown in his painting. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about this subject that, generally when we want to show something that's divine or that's, holy or out of the worldly, painters or illustrators use this triangle and an eye to show that way. And it's called the Eye of the Providence, which is also famously used in charters and seals uh, of the US and France. So yeah, that was my
Wow,
rabbit hole.
so cool. So cool, so cool. This like just took me back to, I mean, the viewers of our episodes would have seen that I usually in my room have books behind, and one of the books is a Dan Brown book. Took me right back to the days of me reading Angels and Demons or Da Vinci Code. I guess Lost Symbol is the one that heavily featured this particular symbol, Eye of Providence, and that's where I could connect it to the Freemason's eye. And then my
Yeah.
conspiracy loving brain just took it up. And just the fact that you mentioned that France has this, the US has this, England, a lot of places have these things that if you just trace it all throughout, like you can just tell that there is a secret society that has had a hand in shaping all of this. I'm not peddling any conspiracy theory here, but you can see there was some influence of somebody right there. And yeah, then another, to tag on to that, this comes down to the Illuminati. Okay, please don't get
Yeah.
us demonetized, but whatever. But yeah, you see all the pop stars and rock stars pay their tributes and homage with their triangles in their hands and all that symbology. Then it comes a full circle there. So yeah, awesome. Like my mind is just racing with all those theories now.
Yeah, a subject or triangle becomes a full circle or comes a full circle. That's funny. But yeah, viewers, I don't know if you are aware by now, but Anurag has a penchant for conspiracy theories and he has some very, very interesting, fun stories to tell around that topic. So that's maybe a topic for another day where we have just conspiracy theories as the theme or the prompt.
Yeah, for sure,
But
for
for
sure.
now, we come to the end of today's quiz where we had a couple of overlaps and two amazing other questions. Of course, we leave with a lot more rich funding and a knowledge of the world that makes us a little bit better. So thank you all for tuning in. And this is, we are ending at almost 11:30. So it's been a good night session for us. Join, as I said, like, share, subscribe, share it with your friends. And this has been episode 11 of Rabbit Holes on Triangle. I have been David.
And I'm Anurag. And stay curious.
Stay curious. Thank you so much for joining.
Awesome. And just as a post show thing that we usually do here, let's also select the word for the next recording that we'll do. So, David,
Yes.
would you like to pull up our trusty?
Yeah, and I'm just thinking, like, we can maybe think it out aloud, but now that we've had an overlap with the prompt, do you want to just to spice things up, do two prompts in the sense you get a prompt and I get a different
Okay.
prompt, and then we just
Okay.
get three separate questions on the two different prompts that we get. What do you say?
That might be interesting. That could be very
Just to
interesting.
spice things up.
Okay. All right.
Because now
Okay.
we've had
This
almost
is
11 episodes worth of same prompt questions. Maybe we go different ways and then see how those two other stuff connect.
okay. Sure. Let's give that a shot.
So what we can do is you choose for me and I'll choose for you. That will
Okay.
make it even more interesting.
All right. Cool.
All
Cool.
right.
Cool. Let's do it. I'll also pull it up then.
So I'll share my screen. And of course, we go to our usual suspect, the random word generator.
So the word on your screen is me choosing for you, right?
Yeah, correct. Let's go with that.
Cool.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Random word generator, please be kind. Here is the list. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Oh my God.
What is the first
I'll be
word?
doomed.
Strike
I'll
breaker.
be doomed. Yeah. Can't do anything. Can I reshuffle, please? I will die if I have to make anything on any
No,
of these.
actually,
Okay, I'll reshuffle.
tribe is quite interesting. Don't you think?
Do you want to make it a little tough for me? Then you can choose from here. Your call. Your call.
Okay, let's do one reshuffle. Let's see. No, let's do one reshuffle. Like, let's get more options.
okay.
I can just pick one here, honestly.
1, 2, 3. Okay, these look decent at least.
Interesting.
Yeah. Red speech, gasp, exclusive swallow sculpture. So you can choose from that. I'll have to make 3 questions on for you.
Cool. Okay, I have 3 shortlists from this is sculpture, exclusive, and speech. I am
Yeah, I like all 3.
omitting sculpture
can give any.
because I think I'm omitting sculpture because I think it might be monotonous for you to set sculpture questions. It might go a lot of places if we dig deeper enough, but I think it's for right now, I feel it is just 1 sec. So I'm cutting that off. Speech and exclusive. Oh, I'm actually very much torn between these. Okay, just because it might be like a little bit of a miscellaneous thing, let's go with exclusive.
Okay, cool. Okay, I don't know what that entails, but exclusive is the word that I'll make questions on for Anurag.
This is exclusively yours.
Exclusively yours. Yeah. Cool. Should I shuffle for you?
No,
Or
I'll
do you
share
want to
my
share
screen.
screen?
And
Perfect.
yes,
Okay.
I'll share my screen. You
Okay,
choose.
Cool.
Cool.
So mine
Let
is
me know when you see
exclusive. I'll have
this.
to note it down somewhere. Just a second.
This is fun. This might be
Exclusive.
interesting.
Yeah, let's see. Let's just, because now that the overlap has happened twice, let's try this. Okay. Have you shuffled?
All right.
Or
No, let me shuffle in 3, 2,
okay.
1, go. All right.
True capitalized. I want to give you true in capital. the answer on the prompt is true, but capitalized. Okay. Neutral, cap, linger, salesperson, projection. Yeah, I think
Nice.
not juicy enough.
Really?
Not juicy enough. I mean, cap I think is good, but it neutral is
I like
again
true. I like true. I like cap. I like projection.
projection.
Nice.
Okay. You like
I mean,
projection?
I'm not gonna bias you, but I can re-roll also.
I think let's shuffle once more just to see what we get.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Rabbit. Okay, that's your talk. Cannot be more apt. Do you want to
My
go for it?
God.
Go with rabbit. I think that's the
All right.
most apt thing that has happened ever.
Wow.
So fitting.
Okay.
The prompt on rabbit holes is a rabbit. So I mean, and that's the first prompt. That's not even like down in the list. It's like, there, you have to go with this. Okay, the gods
Done.
have
Cool.
chosen. The eye of the providence has chosen that it's going to be a
Yes.
rabbit as your prompt to set three questions for me, and I'm going to give you exclusive. Wow,
Yes.
sorted.
So next episode on rabbit holes is an exclusive rabbit for all you guys.
Nice.
All right. And with
Excited.
that, we've come to the end of this episode. I hope you guys have fun. If you have stuck around with us till now, please let us know your thoughts in the comments. We love to hear from you guys. Some great suggestions you've given us so far. Keep them coming in, keep playing with us. And until next time, stay curious.
See you guys. Stay curious. Good night.
Good night.